Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Our next guest is a zookeeper, influencer, and a conservation enthusiast right here in Orlando, Florida.
Yes, he joins us today with some of his exotic friends. Please welcome Chuckey the Reptile.
There we go.
To Daily
You're
Flash.
the kind of influencer that we like because you're doing good and you're educating and stuff here. And you bring in some great guests. Who do you have with you right now?
So this is Brian the American alligator.
Okay.
Brian.
Explain why is American, is it different than Canadian or what?
No, so there's only two alligators in the entire world. The American alligator and the second one is called the Chinese alligator.
Is that right?
And that one stays about 5 feet. Does not grow more
So
than
it's
that.
relatively small.
It's a lot smaller than the American.
And so I grew up in Florida and everything. I didn't realize it was an American gator.
Yeah, it's an
until I
American
know that.
alligator. Yeah, it's
Very
two.
neat. Give us some of the cool things about this. First thing that pops up is the eyes of these gators.
Yeah, so they have a nictitating membrane that they can close. It's pretty much clear. So whenever he gets underwater, he closes it, and he can kind of see still underwater whenever he's hunting for his prey. Another cool thing is the jaws. Everybody knows the jaws.
Yes.
Over 2,000 psi of pressure. Once this guy is like 14 feet long, he can crush the shell of a turtle.
Okay. Now, there's something where like you have his mouth taped so he doesn't bite my finger off, I'm sure. But is it easier to keep it closed or open? I always get it mixed up.
It's easier to keep it closed. So all the force, the 2,000 psi is closing. So once they grab onto something, there's nothing opening his mouth again.
Interesting.
But if you grab his mouth while it's closed, he's going to have a hard time opening it again because the muscles are meant to just close and not let go.
Okay.
And why the name Brian?
So I named him Brian after one of my friends. He's the one that caught him. So,
Okay.
and then I like giving animals people names because people like them a lot more.
That is true.
I'd buy that. I like the guy already.
You have two other wild friends with
Yeah.
you. And while you pass that off, how did you end up getting into this kind of a role, Chuckey?
So I lived in Puerto Rico most of my life. I did not have a tablet. I did not have video games. I was outside. I was playing with snakes, frogs. I would bring them to my mom, and my mom never told me no. She never stopped me. She allowed me to pretty much explore
That's good, yeah.
what it is I liked. So when I moved to Florida, I saw the alligators, and I'm like, that's next.
Do you want to switch?
Here's the thing. So you say you were talking about how like you would play with the snakes and stuff. I had a traumatic experience one time with a snake. I do not like getting anywhere near him, and I am getting stressed right now looking at this
It's
thing.
okay.
I'm not lying
He's
to you
beautiful.
either.
Tell us
Yeah.
about this.
So
this
this year is Hydra, the false water cobra.
A water
That's a cobra?
So a lot of people get scared of the name cobra, but this is a non-venomous snake or mildly venomous. The venom is meant mostly for toads. It's not a true cobra. It is called the false water cobra because it hoods up to act like a cobra. So to scare away predators, she can open up her neck and hiss, and then animals are like, "Oh, not touching that.
And
That's
do
venomous."
that hooded cobra thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
they do
good
the
Lord.
exact same thing, and they're more aquatic. These guys eat frogs and salamanders and small
Are they
things like that.
native to Florida?
No, these guys come from South America.
Okay.
Yeah.
How often are we finding a lot of wildlife from other countries
yeah, good
in Florida?
Oh, very often. We have over 500 species in Florida that are invasive species, including birds, and of course reptiles, which is what most people know about. But a lot
Right.
of people don't know we even have macaws in Florida,
Yeah,
South
which
Florida.
is not
Yeah,
native
those,
to
yep,
Florida.
those are from South America.
Chuckey, how big will was it got a name so I can like you
Hydra.
better? Hydra.
Yeah.
Hydra.
Yeah.
It's like Susan would be nice, but okay. How big will Hydra
Hydra
get?
get.
So this is pretty much it.
Okay.
It's an adult false water cobra here. It's not the biggest snake, but decent size for the type of snake it is. And they also can eat even other snakes.
Wow.
So they're big enough to do that as
Okay,
well.
well, you pass Hydra off.
Yeah.
We've got one last
Okay.
guess, which Mitch, you can handle this.
This-
I'll,
now,
I'll let you.
Oh, you guys
I
switch?
love spiders, yeah, because I really do. And is it okay if I touch him?
So it's okay if you let them crawl on
Crawl
your
on it,
hand.
okay, yeah.
So she can be pretty fast, so we're going to do it very slow. There you go. Yeah.
Very neat. Okay, tell me about this incredible creature.
So that is a pink-toed tarantula. They come from the smaller Antilles, especially the island of Martinique. They eat things on trees. These guys are found very high on trees. They eat small frogs
they
and bugs that are
poisonous?
found there. They have a very mild venom. But the thing that they do the most is throw hairs at you. The hairs, if she's scared, she throws them at you, and then you get a little bit of a rash.
Jackson does the same
do
thing
the
to me
same.
when I'm in the back too long. No, that's not true. Okay, now we said something poisonous. They're not poisonous because they're venomous. People always, I always say
Me too.
poisonous.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
we forget that that's not they're
Yeah,
venomous.
poison is something you eat. Venom is something that is injected. So it goes into the bloodstream.
Something we learned that you just think it's not good for you, so it's poison, that sort of thing. And how big will this guy get in the name too? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so this is, I don't have a name for
It's
this
Mitch.
one. Yeah, Mitch? There you go, it's Mitch. This is pretty much it for this species of tarantula. It's a very small one, but
beautiful.
it's a great starter pet. It's very calm.
starter pet.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I was trying to get, Liza was like, said absolutely not. I said, complete. And
Yeah.
how often do you have to feed them if it was a pet? Don't you,
Yeah.
it doesn't take long.
No, it's like once a week, if that. I do it by body condition, so that little rump at the back gets really big. That means it's
James?
obese. And then you go a lot slower or a lot less if it's small. So I just go based on that.
Chuckey, I would shake your hand, but you got a gorgeous
Yes.
spider. Thanks so much about this. You want to find out more? Where can folks go if they want to find out about these sort of things?
So pretty much anywhere on social media, Mad Bio Reptiles, and I work at Wild Florida Airport Park. So if you want to see some live shows, I do those as well.
Or do the drive-through safari. Wow.
we'll have you back and tell us more about that too.
Thank you.
I feel wild.
You are wild.